everyone to another episode of Reason with Ashleigh-Ann Epi. I'm Ashleigh-Ann Epi, if you don't know. And this is my first episode for 2020. I am so glad to be back on Jamaicans.com. As you come in, just tell me where you're connecting from. I know many people have been telling me, we miss you on Jamaicans.com. We really want you to come back. I am back, so make sure you tune in every week. If you're new to this show, this is a weekly show that I do where basically it is audience centered. So it's you. Hi, Coco. So basically what we do, it's you who lead the discussion. Hi, Tess, connecting from Toronto, Canada. All right, that's my sister. So as you come in, just tell me your name and tell me where you're connecting from. Watching from London. I love the hearts. I love the likes. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Really like the energy that we're starting off on. Okay, so Reason with Ashleigh-Ann Epi. If this is the first time you're watching this show, it's an interactive show, right? We talk about current affairs, things that are happening within Jamaica. We may go outside of Jamaica, but because this is Jamaicans.com, we're focusing on Jamaica. All right. So I see that Coco is saying, welcome back. It feels so good to be back. Like, I'm not telling no lie. I've been watching the other lives and I'll explain shortly why I was gone. But I've been watching the other lives and I'm like, oh my God, I miss connecting with you. And there's many of you who reached out to me personally to say, hey, what's up? Why haven't I been seeing you on Jamaicans.com? Well, if you have been following Jamaicans.com, you would have noticed that they posted a couple weeks ago that I had a baby. So yeah, I had a baby in January, right? So I took the time to just allow my body and allow my mind to just get used to this new organism inside me, and the whole journey, the whole process. I am so glad to be back though, and I really appreciate your support, right? Hi, Karina from Bedford, UK. All right, and I see one of my Facebook friends following, and this is Dane Reed. Dane Reed, hi. Thanks for joining. So tonight we have so many things to talk about. Congrats. Thank you, Coco. She is a beautiful baby girl. Her name is Makeda. If you follow me on Facebook, that's my Facebook page, Ashleigh-Ann Epi, you will see her picture. So if you want to look, but not right now. Right now is my show. It's my time, isn't it? Okay, Carlin, good night. Good night. So remember, as I tell you, this is your show. Not my, well, it's mine too, but you get what I mean? It's reasoning with me. And the first thing that we really want to talk about is those social media trolls, right? The government basically, the Jamaican government has basically put the country on semi-lockdown, so people have more time on them hand to do foolishness. And one of the foolishness that happened just today was this fake news being circulating that the 22-year-old visually impaired young lady who went missing or disappeared was found. That is not true. And it just annoys me that people have time on their hand to do foolishness like that and even think of doing stuff like that. Why would you want to share misinformation at a time like this, and even considering the story? So for those of you who don't know, and for those of you joining, I can see quite a number of people jumping in on the line. Look here, I love this. Tell me where you're connecting from, guys. Just keep the comments coming. Hi from Helsha in Jamaica. Is that like Helsha in St. Catherine? I saw that people are so sad. Why would you even share something like that? That's exactly what Tess is saying. Sky says good night, Ashley. Yeah, mama, see the excitement. Sky, me excited too. I love you guys. Trust me. All right, Shelly Smith say hi, hey from Canada. Thanks for connecting with me. Social media is the hub for misinformation. I don't want to believe that, Tess. I don't want to believe. Thank you, Shani. Thank you. I don't want to believe that social media is the hub for misinformation. No, social media is that. Look here, long time traditional media run the place, Long time traditional media has been running the place in terms of disseminating information. They were the gatekeepers. The game has changed, and this is our opportunities now, because journalists like myself aren't the only people with information. You are now having the opportunity to share your truth on social media. You hear me say truth, and you're going to misuse it. I don't want to consider it as a hub of misinformation, but why would you do that? So for those of you who are just joining, we're talking about the fake news that Jasmine Dean was found. That's not the case, right? Whereas the authorities, the police, they're still asking for your assistance in finding this 22-year-old visually impaired student of the University of the West Indies. So just some backstory. Jasmine has been missing since February 27, and what's so sad about it is that she was making her way home, right? And with the assistance of a street vendor, she went into a taxi, a white plate taxi, right? Or I should say a white plate car, because a red plate run taxi. So a white plate car, and no one has seen her since. Her father has given the media interviews where he explained that he did contact her. So he spoke with her while she was in the taxi. Well, that's what she said to him when he called her, and he realized that the time was going, time going by, and he don't see his daughter reach home. And when he called her, she said, "Daddy, I'm in the taxi, I'm coming." She never got home, right? And this is a young lady who journeys from Kingston to St. Thomas. She lives in 7 miles, that's Bull Bay, I think it's Bull Bay in St. Thomas, right? And this young lady is visually impaired. This is the daily route for her, and it's so unfortunate that we are now considering that she may be abducted. If you have any information, thank you, Grace, for joining me from Florida. Look here, I love Florida. Bahamas in the building, Maryland in the building, New York. Hi Donna, hi Karine. I want to hear your thoughts, guys. I want you to tell me what more can we do. I can tell you that the CEO of Blue Dot Insights, that's a research company, he recently tweeted that the story of Jasmine Dean really rested on his heart, and he decided that he's going to start a fund so that he can raise some money for her through his company. So he developed some strategy, and he was able to raise or commit to raising $350,000, and that amount was committed to Crime Stop as a reward for her for anybody who can provide information for her safe return. So if you know something more that we need to be doing, please, a lot of intelligent Jamaicans are watching this live right now, and it's heartbreaking. You know why? Because this young lady, despite her disability, is trying to make good of her life, right? She's already challenged, right, with the disability, and the fact that Jamaica up to now has not enacted the Disabilities Act of 2014 to better cater for people with disabilities. So she's trying to maneuver and trying to do what she has to do to make a better life in this country, which has still not gotten with the times to facilitate persons with disabilities, right? And this is what has happened to her. This is what has befallen her family, right? Her friends. So many people are concerned about Jasmine Dean, and I don't want I don't want us to let up. We cannot let up. We cannot let up on this young lady. We have a tendency of making these things be a 9-day news or 9-day wonder, and then that's it. We can't do it this time. I'm gonna read some of your comments now. Philadelphia in the building, Colcia. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Here I read the story and it's so heartbreaking to see and read stuff like this. It is. Sharon says, Bronx in the house. I really think the taxi driver needs to be pressured more. Well, they did say that they interviewed the taxi driver, right? And then they cleared him. That's what they said. They cleared him. I don't know what that means. I don't know what the interview sounded like. I don't know what they got from him. But, Jano, no more updates about Jasmine Dean. That's so sad, right? Let me see who else is sharing. Keep your comments coming, Donna. It is very sad. Tessany says, Jamaicans have a whole heap of unlearning to do when it comes to disabilities. Can I tell you? So much unlearning to do. So much. Chris, it is beyond sad. Thank you for sharing. Fake news, Audrey. Can you believe that? At a time like this, right? You want to be spreading fake news about the return of this young lady when you know well and good. I mean, what was that person thinking? Typing that information, or it's not even information because it's not true. False, whatever. It's so annoying. It is so annoying to know that people will misuse their devices, their access. That is it. They will misuse their access. But you see, I always believe in this, you know. Jamaicans have a thing for say, what goes around comes around. You understand? So just be careful of how you use access, right? Joy says, this is so sad, my God, I'm in tears. It is sad. It is sad, and Joy, I don't want them to forget. I won't forget Jasmine Dean, right? I want to hear. I don't know what cleared mean, Tess. I want to hear an update. I'm praying for an update, and I want us to continue to think of strategies. What is interesting is that a couple days ago we heard news of this, of the police catching robbers who took away some personal items from a UA student, right? And I'm like, okay, with the assistance of Jamaica Eye, right? And I'm like, all right, so they've done that. That's very good. But what more can we do for Jasmine Dean beyond the fact that we interview two people and interview her family? I'm not so sure. I'm not going to jump the gun and say that they're not doing anything, right? But we need some updates. Even to say that investigation is ongoing, but to just leave it at the fact that, boy, if you have any information, let us know. That is not encouraging for us, right? Grace says, I'm heartbroken over Jasmine's abduction. We have to call it that. 2 weeks still praying. Well, yes, some people are calling it an abduction and have removed disappearance out of their explanation of what happened because it has been 2 weeks now. And that's sad. Avril, welcome to my live. And it is sad. Paulette, how are you doing, girl? Where you been so long, girl? So long, right? I had a baby. All right. So, we really have Jasmine in our prayers. And we want to encourage, if you know anything, contact Crime Stop. You understand? Contact the police. Please, I know there are Jamaicans living in Jamaica watching this live right now who tune in to Reason with Ashleigh-Ann Epi every week. Please help us. Help Jasmine. All right? So that's exactly what we're talking about. Oh, let me not forget. In the same breath with Jasmine news, right, we also learned that just a couple days ago, a US student was almost abducted. So this is what happened. She was on her way to school. She decided to take a taxi, right? And you see what is happening now. Bad name is being assigned to taxis. because these stories keep coming about students being endangered in taxis. Pretty soon, an innocent taximan who uses this means of employment to send his children to school will be out of a job, because so many bad stories are, you see the same boredom and irresponsibility. You see that again? You see it again? Oh. Oh my. Okay, so this is what happened. According to news reports, the student was on her way to school. She took a taxi, right, headed to Papine. Some of the passengers came off at Papine. If you're familiar with Kingston, you know where Papine is, right? And then she was on her way to UWI campus. So you have to pass Papine, go further beyond Papine to get to UWI, right? When she got to UWI and was expecting the car to come to an halt because she had advised the driver that this is her stop, he was going further than the school. He then pulled a knife out on her and attempted to rape her. What she had to do was to fight him off with all her life, open that door and jump out of the vehicle, right? And luckily, this young lady is only sustained a minor cut on her arm, and she's now able to share the story and to warn other young women, young men, university students to be careful on the road. It is so scary for many people. I know many people listening to me sharing this now say, boy, Jamaica sound rough. But this could happen anywhere, right? So I think what is important for us is to ensure that we be more mindful of our surroundings and learn some tactical stuff, man. Learn how to fight, learn how to defend yourself. Nothing is wrong with that. Nothing is wrong with making yourself equipped to survive. Is it? Hi, Paulette. Okay, so Clover says, I pray for her safe return. It is so sad. I'm praying for her safe return. That's what Carbet says. Olive says, do you think there's a serial killer out? Why so many people missing? You see, Olive, I don't know, but there has been so many speculations about several things, about I think it's an occult group, or occult, as I pronounce, I think it's a group who are doing these abductions. There has been rumors of the same serial killer, serial rapist, rumors. But I think what is very important is that we ensure that we make ourselves equipped. Learn some tactical something. You understand? Back in the days, my uncle learned kung fu. We need, if it's not kung fu and if it is martial arts or whatever it is, try to learn something to protect yourself. Unfortunately, we're living in a world where people heart, according to my mom, people heart wax cold, man. Them wax cold. Oh, all right, Donald. Thank you. I really enjoyed the engagement tonight, guys. Donald says the police should talk to that person who put out the news. Miss say it need to go straight to the cybercrime unit. Straight. And this is another thing with social media now. We have to become responsible. And not everything we need to share. That's not the purpose of social media. And it's important for us to also do our fact checking. It's not only journalists for fact check, because what happened now, journalists aren't the only people sharing information these days. You see access. All right, Kalila says, being as she's impaired, there should have been someone with her at all times. It's so sad to hear things like this. It's very sad. Thank you for joining my live. Donna says there's so much violence against women and nothing is done about it. People need to tell what they see. Miss say, Donna, I totally agree with your point. And you guys can tell me if you agree with Donna as well. I think we need to talk up. We need to come out of this culture of silence. So extremely sad. That's what Marian is saying. I'm so exhausted and frankly sad about the constant news of missing female. I'm of the belief that someone knows what happened to this young lady and is sitting silently with the knowledge. She's so pissed off. I am too. Nothing goes down and somebody don't say anything. I love watch those crime shows that come on US cable channels, and I'm telling you that it's always just those little bits and pieces of information that help you to connect the dots. And I am not saying that the police isn't doing enough work. I'm just saying that if you have or anybody have information, they should share it. You understand? Any bit of information is good information. That's how I see it. And I don't believe that anyone should be sitting silently with any information. You understand? Sharon says, Sharon from New York, I missed you too, Sharon. I really missed you guys. I'm so glad to be back. Tess says, I agree. This is way too much violence against women. Joy says, too bad. Poor parents. She's such a beautiful soul. Hope and pray for her safe return. Me too. Anthony says, I felt so good when I saw that she was found alive. Now I'm heartbroken again. Anthony, that is what I'm telling you. We have to fact check. Most of the times when I see some stories on social media, if I do not see it on at least, and I'm serious, on at least 5 to 6 credible sources, and you have to decide which sources are your credible sources, right? Then I don't run with the story. Even if, because sometimes my quote-unquote credible source is not carrying all of the all the elements are accurate, or all the details are accurate. Jam Rock Mix Up page. Wow, I mean, if you go check up that page, it says, was she found, yes or no? No. Jasmine Dean is still missing, guys, and this is what I'd like you guys to be clear about. Okay, so I see more people joining the live. Just to let you know, this is another episode of Reason with Ashleigh-Ann Epi. My first episode of Reason with Ashleigh-Ann Epi for 2020. I've been gone for quite a long time, right? Maybe for a good amount of time, a good chunk of 2019. But I'm back, okay? I am back and I'm here to stay. And we are growing. You know, one time I used to hold the camera. You realize I'm not holding it anymore? Alright. Grace says, Jamrock, I think it's fake news that she was found. Yes, it is fake news. Okay, alright. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you. My mommy is watching and she says she's enjoying the talk. Fine says people are scared to talk if they see or hear anything. Most of the time, the same police are the ones who go about leaking information and call people names. Do you know what you're supposed to do, Fine? The minute that you feel as if your life is being threatened because you shared information, then you need to share who you share that information with. We need to hold people accountable. If you're going to go into a police station, right, and make a report, and then the person who you reported is going to contact you and say, me here say, you understand? You need to call them out, hold people accountable. Hi, Ann Karen. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be back. Grace says cameras need to be installed, especially in certain areas, and this snitching crap is ridiculous. It is. I feel the pain of her father who can't share or eat the food. That's exactly what he says. Okay, guys, so we have to keep it rolling. Remember, tell us I'm baby mother now, so I won't be here for very long. All right, so we aren't only focusing on this unfortunate story of Jasmine Dean. We have to address this issue of the pandemic, the coronavirus pandemic in the world right now, but most importantly in Jamaica. If you are afraid, if you are genuinely afraid out of your pants right now about this coronavirus outbreak or spread, share some sad faces. I really want to see it. Seriously, if you are afraid, genuinely afraid, right, fearful of it, I want to see. Miss you too, Marlette. I'm glad that I'm back. Watching from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Hey, Edmonton. All right, so while you guys share your continue to share, we are talking about the corona. Okay, so I'm seeing the responses now. So I have some people on my live who are genuinely afraid. I'm not a doctor, right? I'm a journalist. I've been practicing for 6 years, right? So me still new. I'm a new coon still, right? You can tell me if I'm still a new. I feel like a new coon. Same way. I'm not a doctor. I don't have any medical qualifications. None of that. I've never worked in the medical. Well, I work in the medical field, but as a marketer. But I can tell you that the coronavirus is nothing to be fearful of. Why do I say that? Why am I saying that it is nothing to be fearful of? To me, and this is my opinion, your opinion can be different. To me, once we inject fear into our response to the coronavirus outbreak or spread or whatever we want to call it, right? Once we inject fear into it, that is the minute we are going to be making poor decisions. Once you are fearful of something, you are least likely to make sensible and wise decisions. So guess what? Throw the fear out the window. Just throw it out. Just throw it out and arm yourself with information about it. And the reason I'm saying that, a whole heap of things are going to Jamaica now. Right now, face mask sell for $300 mobile. $300! 300 Jamaican dollars per face mask, right? Right now, pharmacies are being transformed into wholesales. People are shouting, £2 of vitamin C, £3, 2 packs of face masks, 3 packs of face masks, all of that. Supermarkets are being, what should I say now, cleared out, vacuumed, no vinegar, no hand sanitizer, right? One of my Facebook friends says that hand sanitizers, vinegar is gone, right? What's the other thing? I don't know where it's now. Alcohol is gone, but soap still on the shelf. Water still on the shelf. And I'm like, wow. Grace says, I think it's over-exaggerated. So get it. So talk about the over-exaggeration. What I would like to share though is that according to the World Health Organization, this is their updates in this week, over 100 countries have been affected by the coronavirus. So they have confirmed cases in over 100 countries. All right, Jamaica is one of them. And so far we have 2 confirmed cases. 2. I always say, while there are confirmed cases, these are reported cases. As with any other illnesses, any other illness or any other thing that can cause public outcry or cause any damage to the, I can't even pronounce your name, but you're saying help me. Help you? How can I help you? All right. Yes, anything that can cause any disturbance within the public, if it's not reported, then it goes undetected. And that is one of my fears. But I am throwing out fear out the window. I am throwing it out. I am throwing it out and I'm not panicking. The government, the Prime Minister of Jamaica went on national TV and said the same thing. You can't panic. You cannot panic. You cannot panic about this coronavirus. You cannot. What you can equip yourself with information. Why? Because that is exactly how you're going to be able to survive this situation. And it not only affects Jamaica. So they have placed restrictions, travel restrictions. So a number of countries, there has been some restrictions. We're unable to travel to those countries. I'm trying to pull it up now to share with you. If I can find it. Hold on. Okay, yeah, so here we go. So China, Italy, South Korea, Singapore, Iran, Spain, France, and Germany. So those countries. There is a concern though that UK should be added to the list, considering that one of our confirmed cases, the young lady from Jamaica, was actually arrived in the island from the UK. So she arrived in the island from the UK. She's a Jamaican, so she went away. She came back. So she was traveling from the UK. So she came back. She presented with the symptoms just this week, and based on her travel history and based on the symptoms, they have confirmed that she is a carrier. We have heard about people being placed in quarantine. I'm blowing down because I want to get to the meat of the matter. We have heard of stories of people being placed in quarantine and people escaping quarantine like what hour? Really? This is not ice. This is not ice. Why would you escape quarantine? And why is it that wherever these quarantine facilities are being set up, why we don't have proper security so things like that don't happen? So let me get to the hysteria now, the mass hysteria, and why it's a pandemic. We have too many people in Jamaica taking this thing, one, for a joke, and two, over-exaggerating. We have people cleaning out, oh, I remember the other product, Lysol off shelves, everything from wipes to spray to hand sanitizer, everything. They're just clearing it off for one family. And I'm like, if you ensure that your family is sanitized, is clean, and you're good, and you don't leave it for the other family, what's gonna happen to the other family? Is that a smart move? It's not. It is not, and it's crazy. The next thing, I was in a very I wouldn't say a heated discussion, but I had an exchange with a colleague just a few days ago about the face mask. So the argument behind the face mask is that people putting it on to protect themselves from the virus. The virus is grounded, right? It's grounded. It's not in the air. So you can't put on no face mask and just, you're not going to get corona. No. What you should do is to ensure that you're not touching your eyes, your mouth, and your nose. If someone coughs beside you or sneezes beside you, don't panic. You understand? Ensure that you wash your hands. You just cleanse yourself and sanitize. That's all it means. If it is that you yourself present with the symptoms of this virus, contact the health authorities. Do not leave your house. Do not spread it. That's all. That is all. You don't need to worry. So the over-exaggeration and the overreaction, I think it is sad. I think it is worrying, because if it escalates and gets to a serious case where we have more confirmed cases of the corona, COVID-19, right? Then we really need to be able to access those products and those supplies to better protect ourselves. So we can't be wasting them. That's my thought. Christine says, also remember it was brought into Jamaica. Those two were tourists. No, actually one of them is a Jamaican woman. She is. Morel says, if you're not sick, why use it? That's my point. Leave it for the sick people. You know what they say? the people who and Merle, I'm glad you brought up that point because I want to make a point. The people who die from the coronavirus already have underlying health issues. Them already sick, and then them diagnosed with this, and because either they were unable to, well, there's no vaccine for it right now, but they're unable to manage the symptoms, unfortunately it becomes fatal, right? And Karen says they live in Jamaica, just returned from the UK. Thanks for that correction. Marley says, I'm not afraid for myself, I'm afraid for my kids. So what you do, you educate your kids. She or he is not too young to know the facts. Patricia said, what you can do is stop touching your face and nose. Me too, right? Exactly. What I'll do at the end of this live, of course, is to wash my hands. That's another thing, Patricia. We have to get out of the habit of doing this. I do it regularly because my glasses tend to fall down on my nose, right? But I make it a habit long before COVID-19 to wash my hands. Wash my hands regularly, especially with my baby. I do not touch my baby with dirty hands. I wash my hands before I touch her because I know how important it is. But you're right, Patricia. I need to keep my hands out of my face. Out of my face, off my nose, mouth, and also my eyes, right? Karen says people are just panicking. We need to protect ourselves and build our own immune system. I'm glad you raised that point, Karen. So the point is, we have to equip ourselves with the information. We need to learn how to equip ourselves to survive. That's my thought for today. That is my, you know, that them say I have a little one message. That's my message for tonight. We need to equip ourselves to survive. And how we do that? We build our immune system. I'm pretty sure that the stuff that are there to build our immune system are still left on those supermarket shelves. Yeah, and I'm betting that many people are out there taking the vitamin C, stocking up on all of those supplements, but they're not eating well. We can't do that. We have to balance it out. We still have to balance it out, and we have to get rest. Hi, Angie. Sandra says you touch your nose constantly. Okay, everybody's noticing that. I will work on it. Guys. Dwayne says COVID-19, CO is for corona, VI is for vid. So it was V is for the virus. And the 19 is for the year that the new strain was discovered, 2019. Dwayne is on the, how should I say no? He's spot on. I'm tempted to push up my glasses, guys, because I probably need to tighten my glasses. What do you think about that? I think so. But Marlet says, yes, you're so right. Masks don't help. So they do help for health professionals. Definitely, if you are working within the health field, I'd see where it is necessary for you to wear it. You're in construction, I can see where it is necessary for you to wear it, right? But regular citizens who don't have present with no symptoms of COVID-19, what you doing with the mask? What you doing with the mask? Leave it for the people who actually need it. And it is also important for sick people, so the persons who are actually presenting with the symptoms, right? And if you are presenting with the symptoms, this is another thing. Wanna stay home now? So many institutions have closed their doors, including banks, schools, right? So people are taking this thing seriously. So turn on your yard. Try to see what you can do online. I'm actually having a conversation with over 100 people right here on Jamaicans.com. But not in my home. Okay, so I'm situated in my home, right? Thanks for the information. Have a great night. You too, Joy. So I won't be here for long, but I cannot wrap my show without including my special feature. Grace says soap and water can beat that. Exactly. And where you don't have soap and water, sanitizer. I'm just going to stretch from my sanitizer. See? Hand sanitizer. Oh, so I can use it right now. And another thing, wash your hands. Wash your hands. It is very, very important that you wash your hands. Make it a habit. What is so sad is that we are panicking, yeah, without equipping ourselves with information. Less and less, or fewer and fewer people are sharing the important things that we need to do. I only see it mostly on like the Ministry of Health pages, or the government pages, the news pages, but like regular people, we can share these stuff as well. Hi Sean, I love all my followers. Aya says, hi, miss you, congrats. Anyhow, you just have to be cautious and continue being very sanitary. Exactly. All right, so I think we have, and look here, before I wrap up on the corona thing, another thing that I want to tell you guys. You see, if you know somebody who is sharing misinformation about the corona thing, because just recently I had to tell a family member, say, look here, this information that you're sharing about UNICEF, saying you must do this and this is what corona do, and this is corona, it was fake information be circulating on WhatsApp. You see, if you see situations like that, don't leave your family member or your friend by the wayside. Educate them and say, look here, get the facts. Verify it before you share it, or before you you receive it. You take it all in. Andrea says, I saw your video I saw a video where the selling masks, gloves on the sidewalk. Do you think it is dangerous? Don't know if it's true. Andrea, in Montego Bay, they are selling face masks, and I'm sure they're selling it in other parishes too. So our other towns, I'm not only calling out Mobay guys. They're selling it for $300, $300 per mask. So, not a lie. Diane says, thank you. You are welcome, Diane. Yes, sidewalk. That's fine, Andrea. I know exactly what you were saying. Yes, so back to what I was saying. You see, if you know that the person is sharing misinformation, educate them. Educate them. And if they're being so, you have some people are stubborn and just set in them ways, leave them alone. Leave them alone, but protect yourself. And ensure that you protect yourself and your family before you look outside. Right? Okay, before I wrap this live, I really enjoyed the interaction today, because I got over, as in the numbers just keep jumping. It hasn't dropped below 100. I'm so grateful, and I'm moving to the end of the show, but I cannot end the show without talking about my new feature. So every week, based on my followers, I realized that you could benefit from a new feature for the show. So every week I'll be sharing information about social media. Why? Because I tend to find that while we are users of social media, some of the features we don't really use them adequately because we're not so aware as to how to use them effectively, right? So the first thing, my first lesson for today, I don't have a name for the feature yet, let me come up with it. My first lesson for today is how to distinguish between a Facebook profile and a Facebook page. If you don't know, tell me, what is the difference between a profile, a Facebook profile, and a Facebook page? I'll take your comment. TA says, if we are to simply follow the government's advice of just washing hands for an airborne disease, I think we might be doing ourselves a disfavor. But what I want to ask you, TA, who told you that it's an airborne disease? That's the first thing that you have to be sure about. The facts, right? All right, I think I hear my baby, so I won't be here for much longer. Ivan says, nice seeing you. I won't say the last part. What that mean? Andrea says, very contagious. They should be in a seal plastic. Andrea, you make a very valid point. But people still buying it. I don't know if afterwards they're going to wash it and then hang it to dry. And I don't know. You see, that's what I'm telling you. The misinformation and the misusing and all of that, because nobody is not spending, or enough people aren't spending time getting the correct information as to how to protect yourself. So here, I keep talking about the misinformation. Let me share some of the facts that I prepare for you. So I spoke about the hand washing, which is very, very, very important. We have to keep on washing our hands. Wash your hand and show your picnic off you wash your hand. Them say, sing the happy birthday song twice, right? When you're washing your hands, that should fulfill the objective, right? And you wash every crevice and corner, and you lather the soap all around. Wash your hands. I always say wash here too, no, because here you can, yeah. Wash your hands. Wash your hands. You should spend at least 20 seconds washing your hand. Avoid touching your nose, your eyes, and your mouth. That's something that I need to work on with unwashed hands. Cover your cough or your sneeze. You're gonna cough? You're gonna sneeze? Do like that. No handshakes. No handshakes. I see some people doing elbow taps and doing the knee taps. I guess if you want to do that, fine. But, and ankle taps. If you want to do that, fine. But, man, yeah. And the next thing that I want to tell you is seek medical advice. Seek medical advice if you're concerned. Alright, first time listening to me, Andrea. I hope you enjoyed it. My program is very interesting. I am glad to hear that. Me like how nobody answer my question about the difference between a Facebook page and a Facebook profile. Alright, so let me just go ahead and... Okay, TA says read the whole of my comment. Alright, for the sake of TA, let me read the whole of her comment. She said... Okay, darling. I won't promise you that I'm going to read all of this right now because we're wrapping up the show. But basically what she's saying is, after studying the symptoms for the past 3 months since hearing about the disease, here's my list on how to prepare your best line of defense. The immune system. Do a colon and liver cleanse. Drink sea moss, dandelion, burdock, sorrel, ginger juice. Eat only ital food. Research a 1-minute cure, which is hydrogen peroxide to clean nostrils. Consider, big word, glutathione-rich foods or supplement. Did I pronounce that right, TA? Think positive thoughts. Alright, I won't be able to read all of it, but I did a bit. Grace says, Ashley, I'm certainly gonna follow you. Please do, and thank you. I'm happy that I have my baby. I don't appreciate saying don't answer my question about the Facebook page or the Facebook profile, but let me just say it quickly. So the difference between a profile and a page: a profile, you're unable to track your engagement on a profile. A profile is very personal. It can be privatized, right? So you can create a profile on Facebook, and it actually says Facebook profile when you're setting it up, and make it private and no one can access it. You can privatize a page. So if somebody say, go and visit my Facebook page, it's not a private entity. All you have to do is like or follow it, and you're part of the community. So that's the difference between a page and a profile. So I told you I won't be here for long. My baby's crying now and I'm getting mommy jitters, so I have to go. But I really, 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 really appreciate you. Please go ahead and follow my Facebook page, Ashleigh-Ann Epi. Right, I go live on that platform from time to time. I also have a blog, livewellja.com, where I share, as TA says, think positive thoughts. I share positive thoughts, positive stories on that platform as well. And also, please go ahead and read my stories, most definitely, on Jamaicans.com website. I haven't written a story in a long time, but there are many stories for you to read. My travel stories. I've shared personality profiles, so please go ahead and read them. Dwayne says your profile is personal and page is for business. Best way to put it. So I will know if you know the difference between a profile and a page by the number of people who go and follow Ashleigh-Ann Epi page, right? Until next time, take good care of yourself. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Reason with Ashleigh-Ann Epi. I'll be here next week. Maybe not at 9 p.m. on Thursday, but at another time. Love you. Bless up. Stay safe. And as always, continue to reason with me.